Hello, this is Malban again, and I'm doing this video for Isidro. I've built a new feature into Vecci to allow to, well, cut short videos with animations done in Vecci. This feature is not complete yet, but it might be usable already, and I will probably release an alpha version, so there can be some testing. This video, in this video I'll try to explain what I did. First, start Vecci as usual. You see the vector editor, and there's one new button, Storyboard. And within this storyboard you can combine different Vectrex animations to build a binary for the Vectrex with these animations. I'll open it. Looks like this, and it's, as I said, it's not finished yet. This thing here does not display anything yet, and this is supposed to be a timeline, but as of now it's just a line from 0 to 10,000, which does not do anything else. Anyway, you can use this button to load a storyboard, save a storyboard, play a storyboard on the Vecci. This also builds a binary, or edit the source code generated by this stuff. Okay, so below this timeline, which does not work yet, one can add so-called lanes. I will add one lane, and within these lanes one can add different sequences, animations. You can do that with this plus button here. So this is an empty animation, and you can edit this up here. You see, I add a second one. The first one is black, and the second one is a little brighter black or gray, and the one that is brighter is the one that is selected, and selected means the details for this sequence are shown above here. And if you have more than one lane, you can see that the lane has a green border or not a green border, and if it has a green border, it is the selected lane. So with this button I can delete the selected lane, and with this button over here I can delete the currently edited sequence. So much for adding and deleting. Now something to show. The selected sequence is shown over here. This one is empty, does not show anything. The first thing one should do is add an animation. Load animation with this button here, and you are in the vector animation folder, and you can add an animation. I've got quite a few here. As you see, these are mainly Frogger animations or Quapper animations. I take just one of them, and you will see the animation displayed here. There is no way one can choose the size of the thing within this display down here, and you can also the thought originally was that the width of this sequence here has something to do with the time that it is played. This is as yet not yet the case, so this is just a sequence of different animations. But anyway, as you see here, this is a very small animation, but we can look at that later. And now you have different things you can edit up here. So first thing is the scale. You can say how large it should be displayed. Default is 0, so we have to edit it. 0 scale means it is not displayed. So just this goes from, well, 0 to 255. 255 you should not use, it's too large, and it uses too much time, but anyway. Intensity, I'll come back to that later. The position on screen, if this is a Vectrex screen, 0.00 is in the middle. To the left it is Minus to the right is plus, up is plus in y direction, and down is minus in the y direction. So if you place it in the center, we just leave it at 0, 0. So if you place the animation somewhere on screen, it is a different scale as the one that is the animation actually is drawn with. I will show you later how we can use that. Now we can determine the draw types. Only 2 draw types are available, synced and synced extended. I know for this synced is enough, but Isidro made some animations which use synced extended. He probably knows what that is. If there are vectors within an animation that use intensity, then the synced extended will also draw the vectors in different intensities. But for my lists, usually synced is enough. So I think if we just press go, we can see the first thing going. Nope, there is somewhere an error. That shouldn't be the case. Because this one is empty. I don't know. Because it's empty? Perhaps, yes. Okay, it's first version, so it doesn't show anything. Why is that? Because of the wonderful things that does. Because intensity is 0. So 127 is full intensity. Let's compile it again. Now you see a tiny little car. Actually, I don't see it, but that is because this car is very small. You see over here, these are the sizes of the actual vectors, and the largest size the car has is 4 or 5, I think. And this is really hard to explain. Vectors should be in the size from 0 to 127. The larger the better, the less scale you use. We have different options now to increase the size of this car. This is either increase the scale, which is bad because it will use much more time. Now see, it is a little bit bigger, but you can also see you see I've included a blow-up factor here. Per default the blow-up factor is 1 here, but you can increase the blow-up factor. The blow-up factor should be chosen so that none of the resulting coordinates is larger than 127. So now we know the largest coordinate we've got here is 4, so we could easily use a blow-up factor of 30. We can do that over here. This setting over here, factor for list values. Default was 1, now we use 30. We will probably have a very huge car now, because the scale also is 255. This is about the largest the car can get. Now we have to scale it down again, so it's better visible. So here we play with the scale again. So this is actually a size I can live with. Now you see the animation is quite fast. It's nearly flickering. This up here is the delay factor between the different animation steps. You can decrease that. Oh, this is actually a countdown. Every time it is 0, the animation will change. So internally the Vectrex counts down each display round, and when it's 0 it changes the animation. So this is perhaps a little bit too slow. We make it 3 again. So actually this is a car which is not moving. We can actually do some moving. So this is the coordinates I said. This is y coordinate and this is the x coordinate. and we can start off at the vectrex minus 128, that is about here, the left side of the screen, and we will add values 1, and each second display round. So now it should be moving slowly from right to left. It doesn't. Why doesn't it? Because the move scale is 0. Let's take a move scale of 80. This is what I said before. Now you see the thing is actually moving. The move scale is different from the scale of the vector list, so that you can place this thing on the complete vectrex screen without increasing the actual vector list. So you can there's a delay factor from 1. If I increase the delay, decrease the delay factor, it's moving a little bit faster. The other option here, now it is moving at 1 pixel per update round. We can do 4 pixels per update round, and it moves 4 times as fast. So you can actually get an object moving. You can do exactly the same with the y-axis. For the fun, we just copy and paste the values, then it will go diagonally. Let's play it. And you can tinker with these settings. When using a synced list, in opposite to the synced extended, with a synced list you can also set the intensity. Now it's the intensity of 127. This is the highest intensity one can get. If we use 50, for example, it will be a darker shade of white. As you see, you can barely see it. But we can also say we would like to step from darkness to brightness with a delay of 1. So it will move from bottom up and will get brighter each step. So this is, and what I didn't show yet, you can also change the scale value of the vector over time. So the initial scale we set here is 20. Let's do it smaller. Start at 2, delay of 1, and add 1 each step. So it will start small down here, go brighter, and yes, it will grow and grow till it's 255. 255, and then we'll go back to 0. You have to play with the settings to get the thing you want. So these 4 settings, which each has 3 values, is 1 for scale, this is the size of the object, 1 for intensity, which is the brightness of the object, and X and Y, which is the position of the object. You can change over time. This is the start value. This is a delay value. With that it will change, and this is the actual value that is added. It might also be negative numbers, so you can scale down or position otherwise. Yes. So then we go to one other thing, that you can do more than one object. Let's now, the object we have here now is looping. This is the actual arrow, the tick that it's looping, and a looping value of 0 means it's looping forever. 0, endless loop. I could loop once. There's a difference. Actually, the whole storyboard loops when it is finished. So actually, if I loop just once, it starts also again. The difference between, in this case, loop once and loop endless is endless, the values always stay the same. So if I loop inside this sequence, these values will be, how shall I call it, reused. If I loop just once, then the whole sequence is resetted with these start values again. So this growth you see over here does not happen. I hope that is true. I never tried it, but it's a theory anyway. There you see that it's more or less doing what I said. The thing is, the car animation has 3 frames, 3 steps, and it's a delay of 3 between the steps. This means the actual animation is only 9 frames long. This is display rounds long. This is what's here. After these display rounds, the loop is done. So in this case, you can barely discern these 9 frames. If I delay for 10, you will probably see at least a little bit. Then it will just go up here and then start again. So you, perhaps with my babbling you can know what I meant. So now 30 display rounds is about 30/50th of a second, or a little bit more than half a second is this animation long. The display round, this value over here is always the exact length in display rounds of the animation. This is calculated usually by the frames and the delay. But you can also say force a specific length of display rounds. Let's say I want this to be exactly 1 second. Then I put a 50 in here. Say I want a manual round count, compile it, and then it will go just a little bit larger than just before, because it will inside an actual loop, it will break off. To do what I just did is nearly the same than putting 1.5 in here or something like that. Well, you can play with it. Actually, we can have more than one animation. That's what I said before. Let's add another animation. Anything we got here? I don't know. A Pac-Man? I've got a Pac-Man here. Here you see a Pac-Man. And these 2 animations will be played one after another. This is the timeline. First animation, second animation. Now we have to do everything again that we did before. I don't know why this is. This thing is obviously only updated after I switched. This displays the available lists that it can be drawn with. It's also a synced list here. I don't know how large that thing is. We have to perhaps edit this factor. But anyway, we'll start the intensity at 127, so we see something. Scale 80. We place it in the middle X, but at the top of the screen, 127. And the move scale is 80, and delay, let's say 3. It's not manual. Why is that so large over there? Don't know. Because this is 0. 0 loop is endless. Endless is FFFF, which is that value. Let's look at that. There should be a little Pac-Man just above here after 1 loop. And the Pac-Man, as you see, is an endless loop, and the endless loop obviously does not go back. We can say that it's not an endless loop. The animation should only play 5 times. 50 times is a little bit too large. 5. So now There's one car going from down from up. Pac-Man opens its mouth 5 times and then the car should reappear. This is what you do. And one could also add a ghost. I think I've got a little ghost animation somewhere. F, G, ghost small, ghost large, don't know. What's the difference? Let's take this ghost, there's a ghost. Okay, same thing here. 80, for one or another reason it's not synced here. Scale, what scale did we do? 80. This one we place at the bottom. Did we forget anything? Small delay, loop. This is still an endless. No, this is a 5 loop. This is an endless loop. Let's see what kind of ghost we got here. Car, Pac-Man 5 times, and ghost. Ghost's not there because it doesn't have an intensity. Okay. No intensity ghost. Car, Pac-Man, ghost. Ghost is a little bit small. We can probably, what's the size? 5, 6, see 6 is the max. Then we can probably enlarge the ghost quite a bit to 20. Car, Pac-Man. Oh, next Pac-Man is only 2. Oh, a large ghost. That's what I said. Now we can decrease the scale again. The ghost does loop forever. We can also, what I did not say yet, we can loop 5 times and then jump to sequence 1. If we jump to sequence 0, this would normally be the case since the sequence is finished here. The finished sequence loops back to 0, but we can build loops to another point instead of 0. Now it should be car, Pac-Man, ghost, Pac-Man, ghost, Pac-Man, ghost, Pac-Man, ghost, and so on. Would be nice if it's true. Yep, it's true. So now one other thing, we can add another one. With these buttons you can place the different sequences within one lane, and now we can say this one here, there should be a pause between these two, between Pac-Man and the ghost. Now we can say is pause. Now this thing does not need an animation, and it should pause for 2 seconds. 2 seconds is 100 update, 100 rounds, display rounds. Okay, just 1 second. 1 second is 50. That is true if it's 50 Hertz that it's displaying with, of course. So now it should be car, Pac-Man, and there's an error. Blah, blah. Why is there an error? Symbol not defined, null. Ah, there you see. There's a symbol not defined, null. That's what you do with beta software. There. It's bad. It's bad. And I know it. If you just put a null over there, it should also work. But I probably will change that. Pause, ghost, Pac-Man, pause, ghost, Pac-Man. Oh, this is what it's supposed to be. I think before I release this one, I will update that thing. Okay, for a reminder, I put it down here. So this does not work. Oh, we can probably just take any vector list because it's not displayed at all, and this should also work. This vector list will not be displayed. I thought. A draw type is not set. Oh man, does not need a draw type if it's a pause. Car, Pac-Man, pause, ghost, Pac-Man, pause, ghost. Okay, this is a circumvented that, but it's probably not needed. So these are all sequential things you can do. But you can also display vectors at the same time. This is what the different lanes are for. Now we add another lane, add to the other lane another animation, and what we've got here, where is your thing, your vanished thing? This is the one from Isidro. As you see, this is his mask. The draw type we should use is synced extended, because it does appear slowly when there are intensities used within. Where shall we place it? We place it in the middle. In the middle is probably something what x to the minus 50, and again minus 50 over here. Minus 50. Now intensity cannot be set because it's synced extended. The extended list does do its own intensity settings. Its endless loop is okay for now. Scale, probably you need a scale. I don't know which one. You have to test it. And a little delay. So let's look what happens now. Now at the same time as all the other things should be a mask animated somewhere around in the middle. Oh, well, that's really what I said or expected. So you can add as many lanes as you like. In these lanes you can add as many animations as you like. So you can make this binary as large as you like, up to 32 Ks, and it should still play all right. But it will be slower the more lanes you add. I delete the other lanes again because they are empty. I didn't. You can. Oh, before I load, I saved this one. Save test 4. Can show you the other tests I did. Can load test 1. This is also with your mask, I think. Let's play that. Oh well, this is just a test thingy. Different things you can do. This is a little background that is moving very, very slowly. And then test 2, which was that? This is just a car. Test 3. Well, this is a little walker and Pac-Man again, I think. Let's play this one. But I think I will finish this now. Here you can see Pac-Man moving, man running, car jumping. This is using 4 different lanes. Okay, I hope you have fun with it. I will remove the 2 bugs I just discovered, and then I'll probably do an alpha version. Thank you, and bye.